In this video, I'm going to explain about how JSP will work. That means Java server pages are useful to develop and design web applications. First, to type our JSP program, we need to open the Edit Plus software or any editor you can choose as per your choice. And here, if you see here, there is no direct JSP is available, but if I click on others, then I can choose JSP. Then the default JSP code will be open like this. There is a blank page open here. In JSP, there is a tag called expression tags. Using this expression tag, I am going to display system date. System date, that is system date is I want to print the system date using JSP code. So for this I'm using expression tag. Less than percentile equals and percentile greater than is a tag that is called as expression tags in JSP. Actually JSP is a tag based programming language. Everything we written in the form of tags. Tag means it is an instruction to the web browser. This tag will inform what to do. So this expression tag will inform to the browser, evaluate the set of statements that are assigned here, and after evaluating whatever the results are coming, those will be displayed as part of the browser body part. That is called our actual output. And one more thing you have to remember, the file extension for JSP programs is .jsp. JSP means Java Server Page. We are going to develop server applications like web applications. And here, if you want to save this program, we need to follow a predefined web directory structure. I'm using here XAMPP server to run JSP programs. So after installing the XAMPP server, we will get a folder with the name XAMPP in our C drive, that is generally located in the C drive. Inside the XAMPP server, we can find out a server that is called Tomcat. Actually, Tomcat is a web server, and that server will receive the request from the client and it processes the request. If the request is a valid request, then the server will generate a valid response. So this is called request response communication between the client and server. I will show you what is that predefined web directory structure. This is a predefined web directory structure. Just I will increase the font, this one. If you see here inside the Tomcat, there is a default folder that is available with the name web apps. This web apps will come along with the Tomcat web server that comes along with the XAMPP server installation. So web apps is a built-in folder or a directory that is come up along with the installation of the XAMPP server inside the Tomcat. This web apps is a place to create the web applications as per our choice. Now I want to build a website for a particular application. Then my website contains so many number of files. So I want to maintain all those files at one place, that is called my project. So that means I need to create a directory with my project name. So for the example purpose, just I created a project with the name my project. Now my project contains a page called myjsp.jsp. We can give any name. Suppose our program is date, so date.jsp. Any name we can give. By seeing the name of the file, we should recollect what is the aim of the program. Such a way we have to assign a meaningful name for our files. And file extension is .jsp. This file is located where? Inside the my project. Now along with this file, it also contains some more information that is called webinf. This is a predefined web directory structure. We should create the directories with the same name, with the same case, because it is a predefined. Even though we are creating our own, but the naming, the names, whatever the names we are going to assign for the subdirectories and all, that is not for our choice, that is built-in choice. So built-in, it is expecting webinf, and it is also expecting classes, it is also expecting lib, and it is also expecting a deployment descriptor file that is called as web.xml. If you see my previous video that is related to servlets, in servlets also we are following the same directory structure. Web apps, project folder, webinf. Webinf contains two folders and one file. Two folders are called as classes, one more is lib. Classes folder is used to hold on the .class files of the Java programs, and lib folder is used to hold the third party library files, and web.xml files will give you the deployment descriptor. Deployment descriptor information is held by web.xml file. XML means extensive markup language. So remember this one. Now we need to save this file in a folder called my project that is going to be created under web apps. So first I will search for web apps. So I'm opening C drive. In C drive, as I told you that I installed XAMPP server. So XAMPP is a folder available after installing the XAMPP server. Inside the XAMPP, we can find out a folder with the name Tomcat. As per the alphabetical order, all those folders are available here. So Tomcat. If I open this Tomcat, I can find out another subfolder with the name Web Apps. So this is a default folder, comes along with the Tomcat web server, that comes along with the installation of the XAMPP setup file. Now if I open this web apps, I can create a project with my own name. Suppose I want to create a new project, new one, so new folder. This is my first JSP project, so my JSP project 1. Suppose please remember this name, because in future I'm going to use this name, my JSP project 1. This is created. Now here I'm going to save my JSP base. Now, along with the JSP base, I need to maintain one more subdirectory structure, that is called, I need to create one more folder with the name web, all caps INF. So this naming convention or name is a predefined one, even though it is created our own, but we should give this name only. And inside the web INF, how many things we are going to create? We are going to create three things. Two folders, one is with the name classes, another one with the name lib, the last one is with the name web.xml. This is a file, remaining two are folders. So inside the web.inf, we need to create one more folder. One is classes, which is going to hold the .class files of the equivalent Java classes, and one more is lib. If you require any third-party library files, at that time we will use this lib folder. And we need to create one more web.xml, that is a file. I will show you how to create a web.xml file. We can file new here, you can search for XML. So there is a XML default registry. Just I'm clicking on this one. So an XML. So here we need to open the web app tag and we need to close the web app tag. No need to include any lines of code here. Only we are conveying that it is a web application. We open the web application, we close the web application, and what is the name we have to give? Web.xml. That web is a fixed one and the file extension is XML. So where we are going to save this one? Under my JSP project 1 inside the web INF. First I will save the JSP program, that is this one. Only one line code, only one line information is required to display the system date. So first I am choosing this location. So location is available in C drive, XAMPP server, and inside this we need to find out the Tomcat. Inside web apps, here you can find my JSP project 1. Here I am going to save this with the name date.jsp. Date.jsp. This is where it is going to save under my JSP project 1. And next one, this is web.xml file. So where we are going to save this one? Under web.inf, which is located under my project. So in case of my project, we created a directory with the name my JSP project 1. Please remember that. This is my JSP project 1. So we need to save this one, date.jsp. Sorry, web.xml we need to save under inside web.inf. Classes and lib 2 folders are available, but we need one more file with the name web and file extension is .xml. So as per this directory structure, we satisfied all. We find out the web apps folder under Tomcat and we created a project with our for project folder with our own name, and we created webinf directory, and we created classes directory, lib directory, and web.xml file, and we created our own JSP page. Now the next step is, how do we run this one? How do we run this JSP file? So to run this JSP file, first we need to start XAMPP server. So we can find out the XAMPP server here by typing here. So XAMPP control panel will be open. This one. So it will open. So this is the window of the XAMPP panel. So here we need to start Apache as well as Tomcat. So once we started, the admin button will be enabled here, and we need to click on the admin button to watch the output. So it will take some time to enable it. Just wait. Once it is successfully started without any porting issues, then this button will be enabled. So here, if you see the status here, it is trying to attempt to start Tomcat app. So there is a window also generated here. Yeah, that means Tomcat started. We are going to get some messages here. Yes. If you see here, this is enabled. The admin button is enabled. Once we click on the admin button, then it will the link will be open on a browser. You can see here. So see, and you can also see this message. If you are seeing this, you have successfully installed Tomcat configure. Congratulations. When you are able to see this message, means it is indicating that we install the required web server Tomcat successfully. Now, what is the procedure to run our program? So after the default URL that is provided, we need to provide our project folder name, that is my JSP project 1 slash name of the file. Name of the file is date.jsp I given. In date.jsp I kept D as capital. That's the reason at runtime also I am giving the same name. If I run this, then I am able to watch. You see, the system date is displayed here. I will increase the font also. You can observe. See, once I run the date program, I got this message: Saturday, date, time, and year. It's a very simple program. It is only one line code is required to display the system date. Whereas in case of servlets, if you want to display the system date, at least we need to write down minimum 15 lines of code. We need to import few packages, at least 3 packages, and we need to declare a class, and we need to extend some predefined classes, and we need to override a few methods. Inside the method we need to pass parameters, and after beginning the method you need to write down instantiate some print writer and all other statements. So closing the methods and closing the classes, at least 15 lines of code is required if you are developing the same application using servlets. But in case of JSP, all those 15 lines are not required, only one line is required, like this. And one more thing, if I want to display the result with some colors, then I can do like this. At the beginning and ending, I can specify the tags as per my choice, and I can also apply colors. So how can we apply a color? We have a property called color, and this property is initialized with some value, color name. And once we made any changes in our code, open the browser and refresh the page. You can see here. So why it is displayed? Because I already applied June, so just I am trying to declare. So if I made it 100, the original output will be displayed. This is the actual output. This is the actual output. So why it is displayed with this much of font size? Because I given H1 tag. Now if I want to get the system date in the center of the screen, I can assign align as center. If I pass this attribute align is equals to center, then if I want to change the, if I want to observe the output, these changes are applied or not, just simply click on the refresh button. So very simple one, this one. If I refresh the page, this one, now it is shown 14 seconds. If I refresh the page, automatically it is changed. Because it is a server side of kind of application, client server communication and all this. Now I will show you what are the steps we followed to run this application. I will show you. Just follow. Yeah. So steps to execute a JSP application. So these are the steps we followed. So I'm going to increase the font size. So first we type the JSP page as we used the expression tags and we saved it with the name, some name, and we given the extension as .jsp. You can see here I will highlight with highlighter. This one we done. We created a JSP page and we saved it .jsp extension under my project directory. In our case, it is my JSP project one. So where it is located? It is located under web apps. And these JSP files also maintains WebINF in the same level. And after that, we created a web.xml file that contains only two tags. One is open web app tag, another one is closing web app tag. And next one, start the Tomcat server. So how we started the Tomcat server? We opened the XAMPP server setup file, XAMPP server icon, we clicked on it, then a prompt window, a panel window open, XAMPP panel window open. In that we started Apache as well as Tomcat, and beside Tomcat there is an admin button is available. Once it is enabled, then we need to click on that. So once we click on that, then a browser will appear there. Inside the browser we need to get a default URL that is called localhost colon some port number. So once that is over, this I'm going to increase the font size. Just wait. Selecting this one. This one. So open the browser and type the URL. So inside the browser we got the default URL called localhost colon port number and slash. We have to give the project folder name slash file name dot file extension. So what is our project folder name? My JSP project one. And what is our file name? Date.jsp. So JSP file full form is Java server page. So in this way we can build a client server application using a simple JSP code. Only one line code is required to display the system date information using header level H1, as well as we applied a color and we also applied alignment as center. So in this way we can build web applications using JSP.